Welcome to Rano Podcast. This is a family podcast where we discuss everyday family issues. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast.
In today's podcast, we're going to look into the benefit of peer pressure among young people. We've been discussing about peer pressure for a while now. The last time we discussed about the negative aspect of peer pressure. I believe that this topic is a topic that many people have looked into. That is why I want to talk about it. And before we jump into it properly, I want to say a quote by Oprah Winfrey. The quote goes this way: "Only surround yourself with people who will lift you higher." In our last podcast here, I said that negative peer pressure is when you ask a teenager or anyone in your peer group to do something against a certain type of rules and something you could get into trouble for. One of the examples is when a teenage friend of yours trying to influence your decision making by asking you to do something that you don't like or something that you don't want to do. Sometimes they might ask the person to steal from the shop. Sometimes they might ask the person to smoke with them. They know that the person doesn't smoke. You understand? They put in pressure. It goes both ways sometimes. You realize that when they put that pressure, that teenager will try now to fall for the pressure.
Yeah.
Because he or she don't want them to call them names. Sometimes you know how teenagers they do. They can call you, like we said, a wimp or crying baby or whatever, just to belittle that teenager, just to make them feel they are nobody. So because of that, they find out that the teenagers most times they fall for that pressure. They try to fit in. They try to belong to that group. At the long run, they start smoking or start stealing or moving around with them. Understand? So that's what really happens sometimes because they want now to belong to that group.
Yeah. And you also said that the difference between a so-called good child and a so-called bad child is their decision making. And here you can see that this teenager just stole from a shop, for example. And they done it so they can feel a sense of belonging to that group. And the only thing standing in between him and his friend is a no answer.
Yeah, he's supposed to say no. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the names that his friends will call him. All he has to say is no. It's bad. I'm not doing it. And you say no like you mean it. Instead, he went from there and tried to steal. He or she might have been caught, and the rest is history.
Yeah, but what you have to understand is that peer pressure is not only negative. Like we said the last time, there is positive peer pressure. But the only thing is just that people don't like talking about it. They're always focusing on the negative aspect of it. They put more emphasis on the negative peer pressure. Understand? Even when there is positive peer pressure, or when there is positive influence among peers, people, they take it as a normal thing that happens. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear that word but it's supposed to behave like that. It's normal. You understand? Instead of trying to encourage and praise that positive peer pressure.
Yeah. And moving on from that, you were talking about that they always put more emphasis onto the negative aspect of negative peer pressure. And I want to give some examples of positive and the benefits of peer pressure.
Okay.
So let's look at the benefits of peer pressure. So one of them could be your child can gain confidence. Let's say, for example, your son could be very shy and quiet because they just joined a new school and he doesn't know anyone at that school. So when he gets home, he calls his friends from his old school and they ask him how everything is going at his new school and how he's doing. Then he tells them that he's not doing well. I'm finding it hard to talk to other people. I don't know how to start the conversation. And his friends then tell him to be confident and to be friendly towards them. So the next day, he does that exact thing that his friends told him to do. And he ends up finding it quite easy he makes a lot of friends. So let's say in the future, he uses that aspect to everybody he's talking to. And then he's more confident in himself, and he's more confident in what he's doing. So if it wasn't for those friends, he couldn't have ended into that person that he is.
Yes, but that's positive peer pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You said already that we don't lay emphasis on it. We don't encourage it. We don't really even acknowledge it. That's a problem because, all right, the child now, maybe if he comes home and tell the parents that this is what's happening, you understand? They might just say to him, come on, it's a new school, take it easy. The very school you're gonna adapt.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't really understand properly what's happening because that child maybe is finding it difficult to interact, it's finding it difficult to make friends. And when you don't have friends, you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's a lonely place. But speaking or talking to his friends or her friends, they give you that confidence. Okay, come on, do this, do that. Along the line now, you gain that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You're feeling motivated to go to school. Do you understand? Because you got new friends. You got friends. You have something that you look up to. Those are the positive aspect of it, but we don't lay more emphasis on it. That is the problem because every time we hear about peer pressure, it's all about the negative peer pressure people looking up to,
Yeah. And the second one of those examples is that it can bring positive habits. So what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, you're with a group of your friends and your teenage son or daughter, they start to focus on the good habits of those friends. Let's say those good habits are going on exercise on a certain day. And the teenager may not want to be the odd one out in that friend group, so they start joining in with those friends. And let's say that before they met those friends, that teenager was a bit lazy and they weren't involving themselves in physical activities that much.
Okay.
And in the future, it could benefit that teenager a lot and they could be more active.
Yeah, teenagers, some you see some teenagers, they had a bit of weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard for them most times to lose weight. And it doesn't matter what the parents might say. Do you understand what I mean? Sometimes you realize that most of those teenagers are lazy. But hanging around people that will influence them positively, like you said now, maybe he or she now has some friends that said to me, okay, we'll do this. We're running around. Or we're running. Maybe it's just so they come and join us to run.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And they join them 1, 2, 3, 4 times, or maybe realize few weeks along the line, start enjoying it because they've seen the benefit. They're losing weight. Do you understand? So positively, like you said, you see that teenager, the mindset will change a bit. Do you understand what I mean? Because now I realize that, I can do anything I want to do. All I need is just around people, good people around me. People going to push them together. People that are going to do things together with. Understand? So it's good. Like we said earlier, what Oprah said as well. Mm-hmm. When you surround yourself with the good people,
they will lift you up.
Mm-hmm. That is part of it. So the teenager now, you join it, waking up early, going for a run, because now they have a target.
Mm-hmm.
That target might be to lose weight. Understand what I mean? So that's a positive influence, yeah.
Yeah. And the third one out of those examples is it can help your child to try new things. Maybe your child has been playing football for a while, but they haven't been playing very well. And they think about quitting the football team. But their friends tell them that if they don't want to play football, they can try to move on to a different sport that the teenager thinks that they're good at. And his friend suggested to him to try out for the athletics team, since his friends thought that he could do cross country because he had a lot of stamina.
Yeah, but in football, most times you realize that there are some players, they're not really good, but they have a lot of stamina. Mm-hmm. They can run all day.
Yeah.
But they are not technically good in football. You understand? Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So then the teenager tried out for the athletics team, and he found out that he's very good at it. So if it wasn't for his friends, he could have quit sports. But now he's enjoying sports. And you never know, it might take him far.
You know, there's something you have to understand. Use sports now as an example. Sports is an activity that needs there's a lot of pressure in it, especially football, like you said about football. If you're not good at football, you can hide. It's not something that you're gonna like people cover you. Do you understand? You can just like hide behind your friends or something. No. This everybody's watching you. If you're not good at it, it's different. So the child might not be good at football, but like you said, he might have a lot of stamina.
Mm-hmm.
All he needed is to do just like find out. And the friends, maybe they notice that he's not good in football, but he had a lot of stamina. And someone has not suggested to the child, okay, try something, try this one. Them telling him to try athletic, maybe he might be good at it. Just trying it. Now you find out that that's the right sport he's supposed to be in. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And enjoying it. You understand? You will not. It does not mean that they cannot. All of them can still be friends to go in. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
But now they all enjoying what they are doing, and they're doing what they are lifting each other up. That's why it's good to stay around with people that understand you, people that will influence you positively. Understand with the same way it is about negative influence, it's the same in positive influence. You choose the right people around you, choose the right friends, people that will just understand, help you out. You know, now, like you said, the child now is enjoying it. He's into athletic, and maybe it might represent being at Olympic in future, but all that happens is just that mindset changed. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
He got the right thing he's supposed to do, yeah?
Yeah, and finally, the last example.
Okay.
It can help you abandon bad habits. For example, all of your friends are on the same basketball team. And when training is supposed to start, you're always late because you're a deep sleeper. Let's say that as an example.
Okay.
And your friends could tell you that when it's nearly training, they'll come and pick you up. So you can come with them and not be late to training. And your mindset will start changing because you'll try to come to basketball earlier on your own now because your friends are taking their time out of their own schedule to pick you up and take you to basketball with them.
Yeah.
So in the future, it ends up turning into a good habit because you start incorporating it into other activities.
Yeah, but it's not only in sports that this happens, you know. I remember those days in the school. What we normally do is after lectures or after school, what we do after the school, we have a group that we stay together, we study together. Do you understand? If it's maths or English, we stay there, we look into the assignment, we study together. You realize that there are some places that things that you don't know on your own, but because now you're in the group, someone in that group, you said, okay, he knows the answer or he knows the formula to solve that math. Do you understand? And when that person is solving it, others are looking at it. You can explain I don't know if you know what I mean. Can explain to the group how he got the answer and all that. So that's a positive.
Yeah, it is.
Pressure. That's a positive group that you are into. You find out that all of you are pushing each other up together. We're learning together. It happens in school. Sometimes that's one most things you have to understand. It's good to choose friends. It's good to choose your friends, the people that have the same ambition like you. They might not be your friend at the beginning, but when you notice that these people, they're aiming higher, they're going places. Do you understand? You make friends with them. They will pick you up. They will push you along with them. Do you understand what I mean? Those are the aid. Understand? So, but what you have to understand is that friends, like I said, has the strongest influence on their peers. You know, when you choose the right friends and surround yourself with the right people, Remember the quote we said at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Oprah said that when you surround yourself with the right people,
They'll lift you up.
they will lift you up.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's there. When you try and surround yourself with the right people, it will help you lifting you up higher. Positive peer pressure must be encouraged. We're laying a lot of emphasis on negative aspect, negative, everything negative. We're supposed to encourage positive things as well, positive influences and all that. It doesn't matter if you're an adult or a teenager. We should encourage positive peer pressure. Understand? You need to find out if you're a parent and you have younger children that are growing up. Find out a way to relate to them. Find out a way to encourage them. Whenever you notice that positive peer pressure, positive things they are doing, do you understand? Encourage it. Praise them when necessary. Acknowledge that they are doing something good. Do you understand? Praise them that period. It will give them that motivation to do more.
Yeah, well.
You understand? Your child, sometimes they need the support. They need your, how will I say, encouragement. Peer pressure is something that every one of us, when we were teenagers, when we were growing up, even the parents, like I said the last time in podcast, we all go through peer pressure. But teenagers and parents alike, we all go through peer pressure. You understand? All we needed is just what? To realize that this is, sometimes you need to say no when it's coming to negative aspect of it. Positive aspect, you embrace it. Surround yourself with people, right people that will help you out. Understand?
Yeah.
That is it. Because at the long run, having a positive peer pressure is good. I will lift you up on higher. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for staying with us till the end. Please like and share this podcast.
And don't forget that family is everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.